Hey guys, welcome back to another new video on the channel Inside the Car, and today we are going to check out the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO CarPlay Android box. Now, we have previously covered such kind of gadgets before, and this is essentially an Android box designed for your car with Apple CarPlay support. Now, what it essentially does is to convert your entire head unit into a full-fledged Android operating system so that you can do more inside your car, such as watching videos, Netflix, and so on, so that you don't even need to modify your car's original head unit. You can keep your warranty intact, and this is especially useful for those cars that could not modify their head units. And I'm here to talk about it, what you can expect from this new Android box from Kyebriq. Now, as you can see, the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO looks unlike any other CarPlay Android box in the market. It has a very nice transparent design where you can see its internals right here. It has a very cyberpunkish design, as you can see. It even has a 03 numbering right here because this is essentially the third product from Kyebriq, so it's really cool that they've done some nice aesthetics around this box that doesn't look boring at all, so that you can actually put it on your car dashboard and it still looks really nice as a little box here. So on the back here, you get a USB-C port, which is used for connecting to your car's head unit. You get two slots here, which one of them is a micro SIM slot that accepts a 4G SIM, and you also get micro SD card expansion. So in terms of specs, the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO is a really powerful Android box, as I mentioned, because it is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 662 chipset paired with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of UFS storage. So yeah, this is a very speedy Android box, and we're going to plug it into the car right now to find out how it works. To power up the Kyebriq DIVO, all you need to do is to connect your USB-C cable onto your car's USB port for smartphone connection and the other end into the Kyebriq DIVO's USB-C port. And once it powers up, two LED indicators will light up to show you the status of power. There you go. And right at the bottom, unfortunately, there's no RGB lighting or whatsoever. Otherwise, it would be super cool. So once it's connected, you will see on your head unit, it will turn into an Apple CarPlay icon and it launches almost instantly. So we got to wait for a bit while it turns into Apple CarPlay. So there you go. And now it launches the Android operating system that is entirely from this Android box. So yep, it's going to take a while to start up, but it is really fast. I can tell that it's probably one of the fastest I've seen. So yep, this is the user interface of the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO. It has a very Apple CarPlay inspired design here, so it's really easy to get along with big icons and so on. So one thing that has significantly changed from the Kyebriq Android box that we reviewed earlier is this all-new interface that's based on Android 13. Now you actually see tiles right here that gives you instant access to Google Maps, which unfortunately that tile is not a live tile at all. Even when navigation is running, you get a tile to access to your music that you're playing right here. It works on Spotify, it works on Bluetooth music, and any music that is stored within the storage of your Android box. And you even get a card here for accessing to your favorite shortcuts. Now, unfortunately, these three cards are not customizable. As you can see, when I press, there's really nothing that I can do right here. So it's very much a fixed interface here, not unless you install your own launcher, okay? So when I press on this, this goes to my list of apps here. It is very straightforward here. Otherwise, I could just simply swipe left to get to all of my other shortcuts here if I want to. So let me just talk about some apps that you get to access here. Now, one of it is the Z-Link 5 app, which is essentially a wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay app. So I've already connected my Android phone onto the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO, and this is how it works. So once I launch Z-Link 5, and it connects almost instantly. So all I need to do is to connect my phone's Bluetooth connection over to this Android box for the first time, and I'm all set for wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So this is wireless Android Auto on the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO. This is an amazing interface. I totally love Android Auto. Now, in terms of performance, I have to say that it is way smoother than the first Kyebriq box that I have reviewed. As you can see, even though it's not the smoothest, but you get the point. This is not a pretty good touchscreen as well, by the way, but yeah, it actually works smooth, and I don't have any issues with it while I've been using this for the past month. All right, so let's just head on back to the home screen. So we got to press this little round ball here, and we got to press the home button to get back to the home screen of the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO. All right, so these are all the apps that's already pre-installed. Of course, I do also have Netflix installed here, so let's just launch Netflix again. Right, so as you can see, I already have my 4G SIM card inserted, so we do not need an external connection to share over to it. So yeah, this box does not support Widevine L1, so everything you stream on this Android box is all on standard definition resolution. But since this is a low resolution display, you really don't find that an issue, and everything looks super sharp on the screen here. Next, let's check out YouTube, because I think this is going to be the app that everyone is going to use on this Android box. And as you can see, it looks pretty cramped, but it's not something that's not manageable. So let's just simply play a video here. And for example, I'm going to play Jesus Flower music video. So in less than 2 seconds, the video is loaded up, and that is super fast for an Android box like this, all thanks to that Snapdragon 662 processor. So one thing that I think everybody is going to love here is the picture-in-picture playback function. Now, this is basically a native Android feature, so when you press on home, it basically goes into this picture-in-picture mode. And what I can do here is to just launch probably Google Maps, so that I can just do navigation while seeing this small little screen here, even though it's like really small, but you get the idea. You just gotta concentrate driving while this little video is just playing. All right, so let's just say we're going back to the KLGadget office, for instance. There you go. So we're just 700 meters away, and when I press on start, so there you have it. This is how it is going to look like when you navigate and while you watch videos at the same time, though I don't really recommend that you do this, because it is really a driving distraction. So make sure you drive responsibly if you really want to play videos in the background. So after showing you all these features on the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO, you might be asking me, why should you spend over $300 on this Android box instead of using the money to upgrade your head unit into a full-fledged Android head unit? I mean, sure enough, those Android head units are really cheap nowadays, and they're expensive ones as well, but I can tell you that you will regret making that decision. Now, first of all, it's not the problem about having a bigger screen or not, but those Android head units usually come with very inconsistent software experiences, and they sometimes cost a lot more to implement. Now, for example, I'm actually using one in my car that costs about 2,000 ringgit, which also comes pretty much with the same specs as this one, though it's not using a Qualcomm processor. But I can tell you that its software experience is really bad, and it only runs on Android 10 instead of Android 13. So in the long run, that head unit that I have in my another car is not going to last as long as this thing. And also, I actually spent a lot of money when installing that head unit. I spent at least 2,000 ringgit on that head unit itself, and I spent another 3,000 ringgit on upgrading my car's audio system, because the internal amp of that head unit was not sufficient to power my car's audio system. So I got to add on an amp and change my speakers and all that. So the total damage for doing all that is around 5,000 ringgit, and that is actually a huge damage. So the car's original head unit already comes with the necessary audio components and all that to power all the speakers right here. So when you connect the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO over to it, it basically depends on the entire sound processor of this, so that you no longer need to do any upgrades. And by doing this, you also do not need to meddle with the wires of your head unit, and it doesn't void your warranty at all, like some other car brands actually do that when you change your head unit. So yeah, it is basically risk-free, and why not? It is actually a really powerful Android box that is going to last you for a while. And it's just a little sad that, you know, like the Honda CR-V doesn't really come with a big screen right here. Otherwise, I can tell you, if you have a big screen like in a BMW or Mercedes, this is going to be a great companion for you, and you no longer need to change your head unit into any aftermarket ones. So yeah, that concludes my thoughts on the Kyebriq BRIQ3-DIVO CarPlay Android box. This is a really great product that I highly recommend if you want to upgrade your car's head unit into a full-fledged Android operating system. And I think everyone should just do that instead of depending on wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto, because this thing really does a whole lot more if you are really driving your car a lot. So if you would like to purchase one, definitely head on to the link down below to purchase one for yourself. And as for now, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to stay tuned to our channel for more videos coming right out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.